Again, for those that were just joining us, please open the Twitch TV feed. So today's event is pretty much a little overview of who the Gaiscioch are, what we do, where we're going, and also give you a heads up on how to register the website, how to log into the website, how to claim participation, use the marketplace, claim leadership at the very end, and I will show you a little bit about the event system and how it works. My goal is to, in under 2 hours, be able to teach you everything you need to know about being a Gaiscioch. I'm hoping it only takes about an hour. But I get carried away sometimes. So a little bit about me. I am Benjamin Foley, or Paglada, as you will see in game. I am the original founder and activities director for the Gaiscioch social gaming community. I've been doing this for almost 12 years now. It's been kind of a hobby gone crazy, and now it's kind of more of my passion and eventually what I want to turn into my career. So I thank you all for being a part of it. It's been a heck of a ride. I know, we've gone through four games total. We began in DOC, then went on to Warhammer Online. We moved to Rift after Warhammer started going downhill, hoping to find some World v. World and RVR, which didn't really happen. But we did develop a raiding unit, which was really cool. We never had raiders before Rift, so it was kind of a neat little introduction to a whole different type of genre. So now we have a group of raiders that play Rift and a group of World v. Worlders that play Guild Wars 2. So we kind of have a foot in two different worlds. We are looking at a Chapter 5 already to hopefully unite both halves. That doesn't mean that we're going to be leaving Guild Wars 2. It doesn't mean that we're going to be leaving Rift. We just turned Rift into a Sager program, which is a recreational division of the Gaiscioch family. That's pretty much whenever I step out of a family, it becomes a Sager. That's because what I bring to the table is marketing, PR, damage control. I interact with the developers of the company. I build strong relationships both with the media, developers, the community at large. And when I'm not in a game, it's really hard to control that situation. So anytime that I step out of a game, it becomes a Sager. The thing about Guild Wars 2 that most of you probably know is that it was named, our server was named after a dear friend of mine, Roger Oldor Rawl. This family had a large push to get that server named after it, mainly because Oldor was very fascinated with Guild Wars 2. He was very, very, very committed to us going to Guild Wars 2. And when we finally saw Guild Wars 2 and we were able to get hands-on, we started approaching ArenaNet to name the server after him. And they did. So we have kind of, it's not just a server to us, it's really all we have left of Oldor. So it's, I don't see us ever leaving there as long as Sanctum of Rawl is alive. So wherever we go in the future, we will still have a presence there, just for the namesake. So I'm going to play a little video for you. Some of you may have watched it already. It's our introduction to Gaiscioch video. It pretty much summarizes us through the Warhammer chapter of our family and gives you kind of an idea of what we're after and what we want to do. It's about 9 minutes long. I am working on a new version of this, which is going to condense all 4 of the divisions that we've been in currently, as well as probably announce Chapter 5. I really want to kind of capture the essence and spirit of our family and share it through that one video. So here's the video. was here. Yeah, that was Anne. We ran into a cave, and that was what she said. It was darkening. So, ooh, it's dark. So I threw that at the end. I'm going to open it back up to free mode. Not sure if any of you guys are voice activated, but you may need to mute the Twitch feed again. So what you're looking at now is the Gaiscioch homepage before you registered. For new members, you can see some stuff here. There's a lot of hidden stuff that you won't see. Down towards the bottom, you have people's birthdays. If you ever want to wish people happy birthday, that's where you can look. Like today is Sifa Shay's birthday. Long time member.
Hey, I can see my name.
Yep, you might have gotten a promotion today.
I did.
Should show up right here.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, we are going to be changing this page quite a bit so that things are much more condensed and apparent, because nobody ever gets this far down the page. Like, I can put something down here and you guys would never see it, because I doubt anyone ever goes down there. Down at the very bottom, you see the games that we've played and when we played them, what server we played them. Yes, we do have our free roams division. If you have kids that play free roams, we can get you an invite. My daughter is in there. She plays a lot. It's mostly kids and their parents. So you decide that you want to join the family. There's the About section. This section is mostly for the media, the game developers, the outside public, place for them to get information about our family. The way it's all written in there, it gives you kind of a more businessy background. You don't have to read that section if you don't want to. The important section for you when joining the family is the Join the Family section. In here, you're going to learn all about who we are, what we do. The 4 things that we hold closest to our heart are honor, respect, integrity, and fellowship. We try to be honorable in all our actions. We respect those around us. We do what we say and say what we do, and don't back down from our integrity. And then most of all, we play with each other. We share our lives with each other. So one thing you'll find about us is that we are a lot more personable than most guilds out there. If somebody's having a hard time in real life, we actually sit down and talk with them and see how they're doing. We like to get involved in people's lives, both in-game and out. One of the things that we do charity events. I'll drag you over here. We have our Double Up charity event, which we actually invented. We basically buy stuffed animals from Kohl's, which 100% of the proceeds go to a charity, and then have those animals delivered to another charity. So we basically help 2 charities with the same dollar. That event went really well last year. We pretty much filled the warehouses of 4 different locations. So it was really neat to see that go into play. I'm actually starting to build the preliminary draft of this year's, and I'm going to be having things shipped directly to them rather than having them all come to me, because if you can see over here in this little box, that is my living room. That's what it looked like for about a month. Yeah, it was awesome. Down here you got the Extra Life event. This is how much money we've raised each year that we've done it. 2011, we raised $8,875. 2012, we had $7,908. This money all goes to the Children's Miracle Network. This year we were targeting the Portland clinic that was trying to buy Tristan his operation, or help pay for it, so that he can get a new kidney. You got a list of the sponsors, or the charities that we sponsor down here. We also do the annual Cookies Erg. This is our appreciation event that we send to game developers that we're currently playing their games. So for the past couple of years, it's been ArenaNet and Tryon, and this year we included ZeniMax, because they're really pulling a lot of information from our family. I'm able to speak with their developers and interact with them and help them make a better game. It's really been kind of a neat experience. Even if we don't end up going there, they're still very open to us and very much interacting with us and allowing us to help make their game the best possible game possible. The other thing that we do pub nights. During different conferences around the country, we try to hook up and go to these conferences together. Have one night where we go to a pub, the night before the conference kicks off, and then go do the conferences. I try to get people invitations to parties, so like if you check the post for our PAX East party, you will also have information on who you should contact at PAX East to basically get some insider info about Elder Scrolls. I haven't heard from anyone at any of the other companies yet, so I'm hoping I can get some party invitations for you guys. It's just another thing that we do to try to bring our community together. So say you're really liking the Gaiscioch and you want to join up. Well, underneath join the family, there's member registration. If you don't have the secret word, which is down here, you will have to submit an email to either request to join or get the secret word off another member. This basically keeps the scammers out so that our site doesn't get filled up with spam and harvesters or any of that other stuff. They basically have to go through some kind of check. So our main application here, you have the house rules, blades out, not in. That means that you never turn your blades on another family member, as in you don't insult them, you don't tell them off in guild chat, you don't lash out against them, no hate speech towards one another. We don't argue with each other. If you have a problem with someone, you walk away, you don't get analogy. You talk to somebody about it rather than trying to blow it up into a big drama piece that should belong on MySpace. We try to keep all the drama out. It's very rare that we've ever had to kick anyone out. Blades out, not in. I mean, probably maybe 20 times in the whole time that we've existed. A lot of times the people that we kick out are just malicious people altogether. And, you know, they just don't fit our credo. So the credo, this is the very first credo that you sign. You will sign several as a member of the Gaiscioch family. You have honor. You know, I will honor the community by acting in a manner of kindness. I will refrain from acts that dishonor the community. I will honor the requests of the community elders. I'll fight my opponents with honor, give them a fair fight. I will not spawn camp, grief, cheat, harass my opponents. I will encourage them to fight and win my battles with the highest honors. That's basically, we try to avoid putting people in situations where they can't win. We want to allow them to come out and have fun. One of the sayings I've always had is never beat your opponent so bad they don't want to play. You end up fighting yourself a lot, and that's really, really boring. So respect. I respect those around me, within the community and outside. I will act in a manner which speaks of benevolence and kindness, and I will not disrespect the community by engaging in spiteful comments and actions, even when provoked. So if somebody's trolling you, don't lash out at them. You know, we want to be the people that people look at and say, wow, that's a stand-up bunch of people. You know, even if somebody's being rude to you, don't be rude back. Best way to counter a troll is to be nice. Integrity. That's pretty much saying what you do, doing what you say. Don't make false claims. Don't snowball things out of proportion. Don't, you know, make accusations when they're not true. You know, we want people to trust our word when we say it. I try my hardest never to say anything that isn't true. You know, it just helps us as a community flourish, and this is the big seller for when we have developer relations. They really want to find a community that lives up to what they're preaching. It's easy to say something, hard to do something. Fellowship, we welcome everyone with open arms anywhere we go. If most of our events are open to the public, we like to have people not even in our guild join us. We really enjoy helping the pugs feel more like a piece of the community, and that's what we do. I mean, we do our bag giveaways in the games that we play, where we pass out bags to people that just joined up the game. We try to help people, even if, you know, it doesn't reward us. Go out of our way to make other people feel welcome. That's just who we are and what we do. Etiquette, we try to think, we, not me. There's two ways that you can ask a question. Say you want to go group and do something. You can say, can someone help me with this quest? That's a request. It basically pushes your objective onto others. You could then say, I'm organizing this group for this quest. If you're interested, please let me know. That creates an invitation. So instead of pushing your motives onto somebody, you're inviting people to join you. There's Two different ways of saying the same thing, but one way is inviting, the other way is kind of forcing. Um, just try to be inviting in everything that you say, and you'll find that a lot of people will open up to you and want to join in your parties. Play how you want, when you want, as long as you want. If you're not happy playing a game, please don't play it. You know, just because you stop playing Guild Wars 2 or you stop playing Rift or you stop playing whatever else we're playing at the time doesn't mean that you're not a part of this family. You don't have to play the games that we play to be a part of this family. We like to keep everything that you do right now in Guild Wars 2 or Rift is going to carry over to wherever we go in the future. So anywhere we go in the future, you'll be able to use those same points that you earn towards, you know, gear in that game. So even if you say you played Warhammer Online, you had, you know, 5,000 Family Vault credits saved up, and then you join us for, you know, Guild Wars 2, you can use those 5,000 Family Vault credits to buy stuff in Guild Wars 2. So we transition past games. We're beyond a single game. Conversations and raid call. Guild chat should be PG 24/7. Same thing with raid call. There's channels for adult conversation. We used to have it where after 9 p.m. we would let it slide, but the problem that we ran into is when we hit Guild Wars 2 and Rift, we became a global community. We have people from the far reaches of the world now. We have people from Russia, Asia, Australia, all over Europe. So now there is no after 9 p.m. Somebody's kids are always on. So we really don't want to teach kids new vocabulary. So I try to keep the conversation to the PG. If you know you have a potty mouth, we got plenty of channels in Raid Call for you to go hop into, and I welcome you to just spew out as much vulgarity as you like in there. You know, we all have those days, so you're welcome to do so. The other thing that we frown upon is using community efforts for self-profit. Don't order stuff on the vault or the marketplace to turn around and sell on the trading post. You should be looking to how you can help your family, not use your family to benefit yourself. If we find people profiting themselves, we consider it blades out, not in, and we remove them. We've only had to do that a handful of times, but it's always ugly when it happens. It just really doesn't feel good when you know that the item that you made somebody because you thought they needed it turned out on the trading post so they could make 5 gold. You know, it's just not good etiquette. Policies, we have a website usage and inactivity policy. If you do not log into the website within 45 days, you will be removed from the active room that you're in. That does not mean that you're kicked out of the guild. That does not mean that you can never join again. That just means that you were flagged AFK on the website, and thus we are not going to hold the spot in-game for you because we don't know when you last logged in-game. We have a very limited number of spaces in Guild Wars 2, and in Rift we ran into the problem of having so many members that it broke the export of the roster, which meant that nobody could get any promotions. So we had to start implementing this 45-day policy and flagging people AFK if they stop logging into the website. So what this means, if you want to hold your place in game, all you have to do is log into the website 10 times a year. I don't think that that's too much to ask. That is a lot looser than most places. And if you say come back to the game and you're not in the game anymore and you say, wow, I lapsed 50 days and I got removed, you know, all you have to do is log back into the website and you're automatically queued back in to get an invite into whichever room has room. We try to load balance the rooms. We have a rotation so that whenever someone pops up on the name list, they get invited to a certain room. We try to throw all Oceanics and Morgan. That way that they have someone to play with on the lowest hours of the day. Multi-guild membership. We allow people to play with each other in other guilds. We highly encourage it. If you want to join, you know, another guild to, you know, be a part of their community too, we welcome that. The only way that we build strong server communities is by being part of the strong server community. So don't think that you have to just be Gaiscioch. You can go out there, form your own guild, or join another guild, and we're perfectly happy with that. That's how 2 offers are made. So go ahead and seek adventure wherever you can find it. The Guild Wars 2 server policy. If you are not on Sanctum of Raw server as your home server, we will not allow you to hold a slot in the guild membership. This does not mean that you can't guest on other servers. We just have to make sure that you are on Sanctum of Brawl and are actively participating in our community. This is because we have found people on jQuery in World v World with Gaiscioch's name on it. That makes us look like a bunch of spies. It does not fare well on us. It does not look good to the larger community, and it definitely does not look good to the game developers. So we are very strict on this. If we see an orange name on the roster and it says World v World, we kick you. We can invite you later when you come home, but for the most part, if you're not on our server, you are going to be perceived as a spy even if you're not. So pretty much you would go through, click the little checkboxes, enter the secret word, and ta-da, you get to the form. Now this is the real form. The secret word is in reg call. Please do not repeat it, being we are streaming. So pretty much you just have your username, password. This could be anything that you want to log in on the website with. Your handle is what your name is going to be represented on the website. So if you want to be Bob the Builder, you type in Bob the Builder. And all of a sudden everyone starts calling you Bob the Builder. For the email, you can enter in any email that works. I highly advise against Microsoft email because they hate us. I don't know why. They just will never accept our emails. Then you can click visible to admin onlys if you only want the elders to have your email address. For family or guild, if you're a Gaiscioch, you select Gaiscioch family. If you're one of our many, many, many 2-author members, which I'll get to, you can select your guild name. We have 110 2-author members. These are all guilds that have come to ally with our family over the years. Pretty much a lot of them have traveled multiple games with us. For game, this is pretty much a no-brainer. You select Guild Wars 2 if you're playing Guild Wars 2. You select Rift if you're playing Rift. If you join by joining one of our Sager divisions, those are the games that are unofficial, do not have participation to claim. They're pretty much for fun games. You can register through there. And that basically just selects which site information you're going to get on your homepage. Real name, you can stick your first name if you like. You can put your full name if you like. This information is pretty much hidden unless you put it in there. Location, country, I highly encourage people to do that. You can hide this information once you log into your profile, and only registered members will be able to see it. The nice thing about the location, gender, birthday is that it will allow me to pull data on our family that will get us into alpha opportunities, beta opportunities. It'll help me get you in contact with game developers. Without this information, I can't select a, if somebody like ZeniMax comes to me and says, I need 50 people that are between the age of 35 and 40 and are female, I can't select you if you don't put your information in there. So it just allows us to be able to provide very narrow results. It allows us to refine the results so that people that need those people can get, those people. We do work with a lot of game companies, not just the ones that we play games with, but also other games. So your ArenaNet ID, that's the name dot number that you get when you log in the game, top right corner. It's also on your social window, which I believe if you press Y, you'll see at the very top bar. By entering this in, it allows us to invite you to the family. It also allows you to use the marketplace. Very important. Now here's another piece that you're going to want to see. What do you enjoy in MMOs? If you click PvP World v World, when you hit your Lord Gear rank, you will be invited to Gaiscioch in a Brawl. If you click PvE rating, when you hit Lord Gear rank, you will be invited into Annual. That's how you get into those two rooms. You can also access this through your edit profile if you're already a registered member. Most active time frame will just tell us which room of the house you should be in based on how many or when you play most often. We try to pair people up by where they play. So if you're in the oceanic time frame, we try to get all of you into one room, because that's our lowest time frame of play. So And then you just click Join Community, and bada bing, you're in. Then all you got to do is log into the site. So I created a dummy account named Brendan Hunchbear. He's an old character of mine from the Dark Ages day. So if you're on the home page, like I just did, and when you create a new account, it'll be like this. So you'll see this information. On the left side, it says currently playing. We click Guild Wars 2. Now you see Guild Wars 2 profile setup shows up. You say, oh wow, I need to configure my profile. So you click Configure Profile. And I say my ArenaNet ID is Bob the Builder 1234. I like World v World and PvE. Bada bing, now I can add characters if I like, otherwise I'm good to go. So now I decided to participate in today's family event, so I can go claim participation. Now being Controbearer is actually a Lord Gear rank, he has a leadership console already unlocked. I forced him there. So I can go into participation under Guild Wars 2, and I say, oh look, there's Prissy's first bounty event here. So I just click the checkbox, and if you look, all these checkboxes are filled in. And then I could claim selected objective. So ta-da, I just claimed it. So now all I got is trash cans next to these icons. If I want to, say I didn't participate in it, I have to go through and click all those trash cans. And that's how you claim participation. So, bam, just right there, I earned myself, a bunch of points. You can also see the events over here. I'm mousing over them. You see that her event was worth 185 points total. So that's what you should earn if you participate in that event. So now I got myself some points, and I'm like, oh wow, you know what? I need some gear. Over here is the marketplace. Up on top, if you click that, it'll take you over to this. Say, okay, I want to buy some gear in Guild Wars 2. Click on that, and bam, you're on the homepage of the marketplace. Now, if you're a crafter, you can fill orders here. So like somebody's requesting a 20-slot Orcanium box or some chocolate bars. All you have to do to claim these orders is to click Claim. Don, can I have you put in an order for something really basic, and I will claim it?
Okay, I got an order in for copper ore.
All right, so Don ordered 1 copper ore. So I'm going to claim that. And then I go into game. Right there's Don's account name, and then I mail him his copper ore. Once I'm done mailing him his copper ore, I click the send button. And ta-da, I just filled a work order. That's pretty much all you got to do to build your artisan rank. Certain things, you'll see hammers. The hammers are your artisan points. If they don't have hammers, like these down here, then all you're getting is contribution. Hammers, you will earn by building something that takes a crafting skill to basically create. So any kind of item, you'll get artisan points. Any kind of material, you'll get contribution points. You'll also get a fair share of contribution points for building items. So now let's go into buying. If you go Browse Marketplace, you'll get to this page and say, you know what, I am really hurting for bags. I'm going to click bag, and then I'm going to say, oh, well, up here at the top, you see I have 2,597 Family Vault credits. Family Vault credits are earned by participating in events. Pretty much everything you do gets tallied up into Family Vault credits. Every one contribution you earn is one Family Vault credit. Every one Family Honor point that you earn is one Family Vault credit. So you pretty much take your contribution score plus your favor score, and that equals how many Family Vault credits you have. Those tally up and tick over every night at midnight, so they won't be in real time. So you say, oh wow, you know what, I want to buy a rawhide leather pack. You just click order item, takes you to this page, and say, oh, you know what, I think I want 2. So you put 2 in there. You're going to let the crafter provide the materials, so you just leave it crafter provided materials. Send to, this is what account you're going to have it sent to. You can put notes in there for crafter, and you click request item. So that's your receipt. It basically says you've ordered 2 8-slot rawhide leather packs. Click browse marketplace. You go back to marketplace home. On the right side, you will see my orders. So you say, you know what, I found 2 8-slot bags, so I don't need them anymore. So all you got to do is click the red X, and those guys go away. So does anyone have any questions so far?
Somebody had a question, they put it in the chat in Raid Call about having multiple accounts.
You shouldn't have multiple Gaiscioch accounts. They should all be under one. Now, if you have multiple game accounts, that's where you run into a problem. You're only going to be able to register one. I haven't built a way to be able to handle multiple accounts in the same profile. Now that said, if you're playing on your second account during a family event or need to order something for that second account, you can order it on your main account and send it on over. That is legit. Getting invites is a little more tricky. It's really hard for us to invite the same person on multiple accounts into the family. We will do it, but it's really, you're taking up a slot that somebody else can be using. So we try to have your main account in if possible. Any other questions?
Somebody just asked another question in Raid Call.
The question is, in the available work orders bit, is what's there currently on the screen what people are after? Or is there a main page to see everything? This is everything that's being ordered right now. I can tell you that if you click on any one of these items like chocolate bar, down here in the bottom right area, you'll see average turnaround time. That's how long the average person waits to get those chocolate bars. So if you're trying to order a lot of them, my suggestion is do a smaller order and you might get your order filled faster.
Okay, can you just scroll over that average time again? I don't know where.
Right down here. It says average turnaround time.
Okay, I see it. I didn't notice that before.
But yeah, this list is everything that's currently ordered. You will notice that sometimes your orders will split into 2 stacks or 3 stacks or 5 stacks. There is a split value to try to reduce. Like if I ordered 100 silver doublons, it would never get filled because nobody ever has 100. But if I split that stack for you into chunks of 5, that's more likely to get filled because people might actually have 5, and that allows your reach out among more crafters. So we have certain limits where we will split items that are very high in demand or very hard to find into smaller doses so that people can fill smaller orders. So that's why you'll see that sometimes. But yeah, this list is pretty long.
I might make them earrings.
And it's
I keep trying to click on your tabs because I got it full screen.
Yeah, it's not going to work very well, is it? So that's pretty much the marketplace. You can, if you are, I think, artisan rank 1 or 3, somewhere around there, you'll have this add new recipe button. If you find a new recipe that's not in the system, you can click on this. That'll take you to this page. If you've never done this before, I would highly recommend talking to Izzy or Nay or myself, and we can walk you through how to do it the first time. It's pretty easy once you figure it out, but you have to be very, very, very sure on your spelling and what you're setting things to. They will go through an approval process, so if you mess up, we'll hopefully catch it. This pretty much explains what your classifications are. So in this drop down over here, the raw materials, refined materials, I think composite materials, and product are the only ones that you will have available to you. The higher ranking artisans are the ones that will have the purchased materials, raw materials, and refined materials. Those we try to do before we even launch into a game. We try to have all of those indexed and ready to go, because that's what shows up in your ingredient fields. But yeah, you just basically add the recipe in and then hit submit, and then it goes through the approval process. When it's approved, you get some discovery credit for discovering the recipe. So we're going to go back to the home page. This area right here where it says what's next will keep you apprised on what you need to do next. Eventually you'll see this little kindred credo or one of the other credos, and this will basically mean that you need to go to your credos page, which you didn't see that. It's right here. It says view my credos. You could also find it under the membership tab where it says my credos right here. And you'll see that, oh, I can accept the mark of the kindred. So you just open up the credo. I need to fix the accept button, obviously, but you just click I accept after you've read this credo and agree to it. If you don't agree to it, don't click on I accept. It's better to not agree to a credo and stay where you're at rather than progressing and taking on responsibilities that you're not willing to take on. So once you click accept, it says eligibility accepted, and this will light up. There are a total of 4 credos. Most members will only see 3. Possibly 4. No, 3. The 4th one is the Elder Credo, which is basically selected. You're selected for that role. You don't earn points for that role. Another feature, the mailbox up here. You probably noticed this little box in my top right corner. That's your Gaiscioch mail. In this area, you will have your inbox, which is all personal mails will go there. In announcements, this is all the announcements that I send out to you. So if I click on that, you're going to see website update. What did fog break now? And then this basically will show you what my message was that I sent as an announcement. You'll also get marketplace notices here. So like Donald Liam, I claimed his order and sent his order. So you see it's a CC. Anytime that you claim an order or fill an order, it'll CC you the order number so that you know if you sent an item and they say that they never got it, you can send me the order number and I can backtrack to see what all happened. So these just kind of look like this. It basically says Bob the Builder took the order. I had 14 days to send it to him. And then events are when I start hosting my events. Anytime that somebody signs up to it, it'll alert me in the events area. So I'm going to go back and try to get Koga's thing here. So he had a question about the marketplace, how you see what mats are required when you're making an item.
Oh, it wasn't a question. I was just telling people.
So say I claim this ruby orichalcum earring of the Berserker. If I click on it over here, it's going to show you what you need to make that. So if I don't know how to do a ruby jewel, I can click on that and it tells me exactly what I need to make it. So you can basically find the recipes that you don't have by going in and combining these in the discovery phase. Eventually, I plan on doing a kind of a chart that will allow you to view these in bulk and see them all. So we'll see how that goes, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
You got a question from Tim Warren in Raid Call.
Okay, why do some items give more contribution than others? So let's take a look at that. So like vanilla beans here, there are several vanilla bean orders. This one's worth 23, while these ones are worth 20. If you look at the date, this one was posted February 17th. These on March 1st. The ones that are older will raise in value. The longer they've been online, the more they're worth. It's kind of a race to fill these. You know, are you going to sit on somebody's order until, you know, it raises in value, or is somebody else going to snatch it up from underneath you? This tends to get the oldest orders filled first. But if, you know, your friend decided to post an order for you to claim on the marketplace, you can claim your friends. We used to have it where you could only claim the oldest order first, and we found that people were not liking it because they, like, if their friend wanted, you know, a bag, they couldn't make them a bag, list it on the marketplace, and have them fill it. Pretty much all crafted stuff should go through the marketplace. That way, if somebody's getting rewarded for their efforts in making it, even if you're making a bag for somebody, or, you know, you're giving someone some supplies, have them order it on the marketplace, and you can send them the supplies. It helps both parties involved. Any other marketplace questions before I bail on out here? Alrighty, so yes, if you order an item, you can't player provide mats on mats, but you can player provide items on items. And if you provide the resources or the materials for an item, the value is considerably lower. So, being the crafter doesn't have to front all the funds to produce said item. So I'm going to walk you through our family tree real quick so you can see where you're aiming for. When you first join the family, you're in the Buddha Siege rank right here. This is pretty much unclaimed people. In Guild Wars 2, you don't really have to worry about this rank because there is no people that are not already registered to the website. So pretty much everyone that is playing Guild Wars 2 is automatically a treb. Right there. Your first rank is the Moontier rank. There are 3 days required of membership before you can hit that rank, and 500 family honor points. These family honor points can be earned in any of the trees, so you can use the fellowship points, you can do the artisan points, discovery points, the lore points. You earn lore points by writing, so if you post a blog or if you write in the forums, every time that you write something, you get lore points. Character stories, stuff like that. Explorer points are mostly in Guild Wars 2 for finding recipes. The Explorer points originally were designed to find XY coordinate based locations like crafting nodes or artifacts in Rift. Guild Wars 2 doesn't have a XY coordinate based system, so we can't really use that feature. Next, you'll have the Lord Gear rank. This is a big rank for a lot of people. This requires 7 days of activity. That means that your account never laps for the 7 days. So, you know, the good news is that your account will continue to tick days every time that you log in every 5 days. So if you don't log into the website for 5 days, your counter is going to stop, and it's going to assume that you went AFK. At 14 days, you'll be removed from the family in-game. For the Anu or Brawl side, at 45 days, you'll get removed from the family from the Gaiscioch Funny Eye, or Gaiscioch Morgan as an AFK flag. So try to log in. That keeps your counter rolling, and those 7 days will hit faster than you know. You need 1,000 family honor points, 750 of which need to be fellowship points, which means that you need to participate in events. The reason we do this is because before we let you start leading, we want to know that you know how the fellowship system works. It would be a tragedy if somebody decided to try to lead an event, claim leadership, and somebody goes, so how do I claim fellowship? And they go, I don't know. So we like to at least make our leaders participate first so that they know how that system works and they're familiar with it and they can walk other people through it. So once you're at the Lord Gear rank, you can start leading events. You don't have to be a guild leader to house or host an event. You don't have to be a warlord or any kind of special rank. All you got to be is a Lord Gear. 7 days in the family and you can start leading. You go back to the home page and right here there's a lead button. So say, you know what, I want to lead an event later on this week. Well, then I can use the event scheduler. Up here under participation, there's an event manager. See where my mouse is at? You just click that. And that will take you here. And wow, I don't have any events scheduled. Okay, so I go click create an event. I can select the type of event or the, so it's going to be a Guild Wars 2 event. And I want to house it, say, tomorrow. So open up the little calendar, say 3rd. Yeah, 6 to 9 sounds good. If I want to make it a weekly event, I can stick the recurring days as 17. If I wanted a monthly event, 30. You set however many days you want. I want to make it public so that everyone can see it. You don't have to log into the website to see it. If it's a predefined group, this is for rating. If you are doing, this was more for RIP than anything. If you have a predefined raid, that's what you do. Share with the SOR. This will post it on Sanctum of Royal's site automatically. You got your min level, your max level, gear required. You don't have to worry about any of that. Related adventure is if you, in here, this will basically, for dungeons, if you're doing a dungeon, you basically just select, Fractals of the Mist. Parent event, this is for events that go on multiple days. So like if you are hosting an event Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can link those events together by selecting the Monday event. And then there will be a link in your event record that points at the main event. So title. This is Bob the Builder's epic event. Put in a description, special requirements. Okay, you need to have the waypoints for Queensdale. Loot rules, none, because Guild Wars 2 is smart with loot. Everyone has their own. If there's a link to a URL for, if this is an event run by another group or if it's run by ArenaNet, we can paste a link to the URL there. And then you can pick an icon. Say, okay, this is going to be a skull icon because we need extra thrashing going on here. So you click Save Event. And now you have an event scheduled. Ta-da! So if I go to the home page, on this event calendar, in red should be Bob the Builder's epic event. That's right. If I click on it, I then see that the requirements, you need to have waypoints for Queensdale. Description, we rock the block with big trucks and toys. And it says, Rennie Conchbear's Bob the Builder's epic event. So then you decide, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do an event tomorrow. Well, actually, you know what, I can show you the event process first. So we go into leadership. Right there, there's a lead button. You click on it. Just click it, and then click on Guild Wars 2. And then being it's an open world Queensdale adventure, I would click campaign. There's 3 types of events that you can lead. You have instance adventures. These are your dungeons. Anytime you do a dungeon, it will actually walk you through boss by boss and claim what you've done. You have instance PvP conquest. In RIP, this was your RIP conquest. Guild Wars 2, this is World v World or SPVP. These are zones that you have to zone into and are limited in capacity. You can't use co-leads on those. Actually, yeah, you can if you unlock them. But yeah, these typically are your PvP stuff. You have your open world adventures over here, which are like rifting, instant adventures, zone events, doing things inside Guild Wars 2 and the open field where everyone can join. So we're going to do a campaign. And then in here, you're going to have all kinds of general open world events. Every zone name known to man is in here. You have a one-on-one class. You have a roleplay event, crafting fair, unscheduled pickup event. If you don't know what you're going to do, you're just going to go do something. Those usually are used when it's a spur of the moment thing like, hey guys, there's a boss over here. Let's go kill it. Well, that's how you claim it. Down at the bottom, you have your scheduled event. So Bob the Builder's epic event is right there. So I select that.
You got 2 questions.
Co-leads are unlocked by leading objectives. So at first, when you first become able to lead, you have to unlock the second stage of your warlord rank. There are many stages to warlord rank. Each time that you level up, you unlock more abilities. So like with the very first one, you're only going to be able to lead 5-man objectives. Once you've completed 10 5-man objectives, you will unlock the ability to do raid size objective or multi-group objectives. Once you've done 50 of those, you will unlock the ability to start using co-leads, which is supposed to be multi-war force groups. Co-leads are only to be used when there are, say, me and Prissy on the battlefield. She's doing her own thing, I'm doing my own thing, we're working together for an overall goal. We don't use co-leads for when Prissy is following me and doing everything I do. That's not what co-leads are about. It's about doing 2 independent units working for the same goal. It's very rare that you actually will use them in Guild Wars 2, I'm finding. I use them occasionally for Trinity Nights, but that's about it. So if I start this campaign, you'll see that co-lead would show up right here. So I can add a co-leader. Of course, I kind of cheated. I boosted myself, so you know, normally you wouldn't have this. But you can select who's going to be your co-lead, then add a co-lead. For the type, these will be the different types of events that you have in the open world. So you have assassination events, assault events, assist events, brawl events, capture events, defense events, gather events, sabotage events, and epic creatures. Epic creatures are the different bosses in the, like the Great Jungle Worm, Squaddle, the Shatterer, Shadow Behemoth. Those are your epic creatures. So if we're just doing regular rifting, we'd basically like an assassination event is a little devil horn guy. Eventually I'll probably add a guide here with all the icons for you. But you just basically log a victory. Okay, so I did that assassination event, and then we did this escort event. So you'd have a defense event. And then that's all you do. And then when you're done, you click end event. And then it shows up right here. If you want to resume that event, you just click continue. If you want to delete the event, you just click delete. If you go back to the home page, down here on the bottom right side at 1:07 p.m., you'll see Bob the Builder's epic event. That's how you know that your event has gone into the system correctly. If you click on it, you should see the events that you did. You got your leaders, and everyone that's claimed participation will show up right here. So like story mode dungeons, a lot of times we'll have a an icon for the objective. It usually will be one of these icons. The thing about it is that you can only claim events when there are 4 total Gaiscioch or Tuatha members with you. So unless you have a party of 4, you don't claim it. So this isn't you going and claiming stuff that you did by yourself or with your best friend. This is stuff that you did with the family. You got to have a total of 4 people.
So can you have 4 members in one pug?
Yes.
Or, okay.
That's why it's designed 4 and not 5. we wanted to include that extra
Okay,
spot
cool.
for a outside community member. When you're running World v. World, a lot of times you'll have 4 and a whole lot of pugs. But that's pretty much how you do that. And then you'll see that I've earned 50
Okay.
Valor points. Now your ranks that you see over here, these tally up every day at 1 a.m. If you meet your requirement, it'll then change at 1 a.m. So tomorrow, if I met my first Valor rank, it'll show as a number 1 here. A lot of the calculations and fine-tuning happens in the middle of the night when it's the weakest hours. That's because I don't want it slowing down the site during prime time. So I will take you through the Warlord ranks now. Up here under membership, you'll see the leadership section. So this kind of outlines how many points you need for each one of the leadership ranks, or the Valor ranks. You got all the nice little titles here and the little badges that you earn. So these are the different marks that you're shooting at to up that leadership rank. You will also earn these things called Valor ranks. Which if we go here, this basically shows you how many victory points you're going to be earning. So like a basic objective, which requires up to 5 people, you're going to earn 1 victory point per objective. With elite objectives, which require 6 to 20 people, it'll be 2. With epic objectives, 21 to 50 people, that's 3. Myth or legendary objectives is up to 100, and mythical objectives are over 100. So that's pretty much how you get your victory points. Your victory points are up here. They show up as little, man, I must have overrode it. Back on the home page. No, overrode it. So I got to re-add that. I think I overwrote the little icon. There used to be a little icon that would show you how many victory points you have, but I think I overwrote it when I did the server merge. Bad fog. So here you have the Warlord ranks. These are pretty much you'll see like a Na and then something. So like Na Salich or Na Felju or Na Ku. That's how you know that somebody has a Warlord rank and what Warlord rank they are. It's kind of like, you know, when you get titles in games, you get the little suffix on your name. That's essentially what it is. It tells you the English name and the Gaelic name. At rank 5, which is 500 victory points, right here, you then can start attending the Warlord meetings that we have every month, except this month. We took this month off, being I was doing this. And those meetings are mostly just planning, seeing who's running what events, you know, what events are pulling the people, what events aren't pulling the people, who's interested in doing what. Now the Hall of Warlords, this basically shows the top warlords in the family and how many victory points they have. Anyone that's ranked 5 or higher will show up in this list. This is pretty much our attendee list for that monthly meeting. So you'll basically see people at 500 on up start coming in. If they haven't logged in the website, they'll show up as inactive. And that's pretty much the leadership system. Does anyone have any questions on that? I guess I could take you into the adventure system really quick. That way you can at least see what that looks like. So we go and click Begin an Adventure. And then say I did a Ascalonian Catacombs. So I click Begin Adventure, and now you just have this little dungeon thing. It says Stage 1 Completion Reward. That means that a treasure chest hit the floor and you looted a treasure chest. So each dungeon basically has 4 treasure chests that usually will hit the ground, and then 1 completion bonus that you get. So you basically just go, okay, Step 1 complete. Step 2 complete. Step 3 complete. 4 complete. And then we killed the guy at the end that gave us the center screen message and the loot that pops up at the very end. And then because you completed all the events, you get the dungeon completion credit as well. So you click that, and then you click End Adventure. And then voila, you just earned yourself or your group got 75 family honor points in the fellowship. area, you would have gotten 150 because your leadership points are twice that of which is the fellowship points. If you're a co-leader, it's split between two. So you get half of your points in leadership, half of your points in fellowship. Person organizing the event always gets all of their points in leadership. Does anyone else have any questions?
I put one in raid call.
Where about? Can you repost it? Okay, if you are running a PvE dungeon event, each person running the dungeon claims leadership. So you don't claim one dungeon and then claim everyone's leadership for them. If you've organized a bunch of people to go through a dungeon, each person that's leading the group in those dungeons claims their own leadership. Another thing to warrant is in our events where we have multiple commanders on the field doing multiple things at the same time, all of the points that are earned by all of the commanders on the field that are working for the same event under the same commander are claimable by the entire unit. So if you weren't at the keep when we took it, you still get credit for taking that keep because you were part of the team that made that all happen. A lot of times Spartan's out there doing interference for us, and if he didn't do what he does, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to take those keeps. So we really have a system built on, if you're the guy staying behind to watch a battlefield objective, you're still going to get credit for all the stuff that we do because you helped us be able to do that. We kind of want to reward everyone for their efforts, not just the guys that are in the front lines. So any other questions?
I've got a question about forums. Should I wait or ask that now?
What do you mean by different types of world v. world points, Baylor? Just go ahead and say it.
Meaning letting people know when it's right to claim a defense and when it's not, and other things.
Yes.
I know some of the people in here are probably new.
Okay, so claiming a defense in World v. World is when you completely wipe the enemy off an objective. So if they are attacking an objective and you kill every last one of them, at the end, when the little white swords go away, you claim a defense. This does not mean that every time a defense tick happens, you claim a defense. This means that you have to wipe the entire group off before you can claim it once.
And the other one is if there are multiple commanders on the map and they do take up other objectives, but working as a server, are we able to claim stuff that they have taken if we're all on the same borderland?
No, you do not take credit for other people's work. If they were under your command and they were co-leaders, then you would. But you don't when it's the rest of the server taking credit. So if Shu's out on the field and I'm running a 5-man squad, I don't take credit for everything Shu does because that's not my leadership leading to that victory. You only claim that which you did.
Hey, Fog.
Yes.
You, even though every member in your group is a part of Gaiscioch, do they have to be repping Gaiscioch at the time that you do a dungeon or take an objective?
No. If they're Tuatha members, they're Tuatha members. So we have a 101-person alliance right now. We consider people that used to be family member part of the Tuatha. They can still claim points. Pretty much remember that being a Gaiscioch is not something that's in game. It's something that's out of game. You're a Gaiscioch by being on the site, by being a part of this community. You don't even have to technically be in the guild in game at all to be a part of the community.
A question about PvE events.
Sure, what's the question for PvE? You will have to attend a few events that the family hosts before you'll be able to claim leadership for those events. The reason being is that we want you to have time to get to know us and know how we do things. If you just come into the family and start hosting your own events, you kind of shoot off on this random tangent away from what we do. So we kind of want you to see how we operate, see how we work, see our kindness show. And once you've kind of gotten a feel for how this family works, then we let you lead. But we really want to make sure that all of our leaders in every group that was led, from the smallest dungeon to the largest epic battle in World v. World, is all led with kind of our way of life. You know, welcoming to all, being kind above all else, and helping people. And it really doesn't take that long to get 1,000 points. If you do any crafting orders, you'll get it really quick. Koga managed to do it in under 5 days. He got that 1,000 points. It was just the timer that he was waiting for.
I think it was like 3 days, actually. I was ready for my Lord Air before I even had my first rank. Because I did like 4 crafting orders.
Wow, man.
And, you know, the thing is that a lot of people think that the scheduled events are all that's going on. If you look at this list over here on the right side, these are all the events that's happened in the past 2 days. So any one of these you can have got up on and gain points for doing. So, I mean, literally there are hundreds of events that happen every day. Some of them don't even get claimed. But it's what's on the calendar is just stuff that we basically have planned in the future. These are the things that are on the books that we're going to be doing at a set time. There's lots of other stuff that happens just spur of the moment. Hey, who wants to do this? Hey, who wants to do that? So don't think that this is everything that we have.
I got a quick question.
Okay.
So I led an event today before the bounty, and we were just going collecting as many waypoints as we could. How should something like that get input? Because we did maybe one assault event. Should just that one assault event get added, or could I add more to claim more points?
No, it would just be that one assault.
Alrighty, thanks.
I got a question about forums.
Okay.
Is there a way to get email notifications for when people reply to threads that you've been a part of, or do I just have to keep checking every now and then?
You just have to keep checking.
All right.
Any other questions?
In chat.
Social events are really hard to track. There is a role play event, which will actually award you more points than a normal pickup event. It kind of includes points for the role play. It's just really hard to track how many points a social event should be worth, because that might be 15 minutes, might be 3 hours. You never know. So it's really hard to kind of tell. So most things are based off of the objectives.
You have a Twitch comment and question.
All right, let's see. Okay, to answer Sir Fish, family. Okay, not a cult. It's we have 5 guilds in Guild Wars 2. It's a family of guilds. It's kind of like you have a mom, dad, brother, sister, uncle. We have 5 different guilds that are all part of the same group because we were too big to fit into one. The points allow you to get promotions. The points allow you to buy stuff. You, like in Guild Wars 2, you can go to our marketplace and order exotic weapons, exotic armor. Pretty much anything that's crafted in the game can be ordered through our marketplace using the very same points that you earn. It also gives you more abilities to do things within the website. You might think it's silly and you might think that it's lame, but 5,248 people in this planet think otherwise. So. I guess people just pull their interests in different ways. It's kind of like a DKP, but less based on how many events you or how many raids you attend. It's pretty much the more you do, the more that you help out other people, the more stuff you have to spend on yourself. We have Gaiscioch, Gaiscioch Funny Eye, Gaiscioch Anu, Gaiscioch Naral, and Gaiscioch Morgan. Gaiscioch Anu and Gaiscioch Naral are specialty rooms. Gaiscioch Naral is our World v World arm. Gaiscioch Anu is our PvE arm. Gaiscioch Morgan is our oceanic focused / filled with other Pacific primetime folk. And the 2 Gaisciochs, the Gaiscioch and Gaiscioch with the Funny Eye, are both mostly US based. All 5 are nearly 400 people. I think Morgan is the smallest, and that's because we just recently opened it, and it just broke 300 yesterday. Well, their points are all based on their willingness to participate and their willingness to log into a website and claim. The nice thing is that I find that the real greedy folk, they won't take the time of day to do it. So they will just say, screw this, I'm out, and leave. And that's exactly why I designed it the way I did, because the people that have perseverance and the people that have patience and the people that, will go out of their way to make sure that people are taken care of, those people stick around. The people who want me, give me, they say, screw this, I'm out, this is lame. And that's okay by me. I mean, I would rather not have those people in my community here.
Nobody has to claim an event.
Yeah, they don't have to claim.
If they participate, they don't have to claim participation.
I don't claim most of the stuff I attend.
Talk to my wife. She's horrible at it. I think she's probably claimed about 10 events the entire time that she's played. That's fine. They don't have to complain. It's not like you have to have 4 people claiming the event for it to be counted. If they're 4 too often with you, it's your honor system. If you betray our trust, then you're going to get removed. So if you start logging stuff and nobody's with you and people are like, dude, he's saying that there's people with him, but I saw him, he is not running with any of us. Then I start getting screenshots, and then you start looking real dirty, and then we just scrub you out of the family. So it's an honor system. I mean, I hope that I can trust all of you, but if I can't, then, I will find you and I will show you the door. And once you get locked out of the family, you're locked out of the family for good. It doesn't matter if you're playing now or if you're playing 10 years from now. We're still going to keep you out.
Doesn't matter, Baylor.
Well, I was just stating that because I don't want to sit there and, like Fogg said, someone abusing the system. That's all. That's why I asked.
It doesn't take long for someone to say, you know, he's been running these events and there's only been one or two of us. There hasn't been as many as he said. It doesn't take long for that rumor or that kind of stuff to get back.
Right. There's been, I think, maybe 2-3 people in the entire history of Gaiscioch that have ever attempted that, and I have systems in place that kind of red flag it when I see strangeness happening. And then I investigate, and when I investigate, usually people crack. I have certain ways of just approaching a topic that will show true colors right away. So it's, you know, after 11 years of doing this, I've kind of learned what the telltale signs are.
If you have 10 people that have attended your event that are, and all 10 of them are either Gaiscioch or Tuatha, you can claim, you know, you led the event, you post it. It's up to them whether they go and claim participation.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was still legit, though, because I didn't want to sit there and post something if, you know, if only 2 people claim and then it looks fishy upon the website. That's all. Appreciate the answers.
Any other questions? Yes. If you just tuned in, we have a system in place where by participating in guild events, whether it's a roleplay event or a raid or World v. World or anything else for that matter, you can claim participation in those events if a leader of the family led that event and claimed it. You then can use the points that you earn by participating in things to buy stuff out of our family marketplace, which is anything from crafting materials to exotic weapons and armor. Pretty much if it can be crafted or gathered, it will show up in that list. In fact, most of the prizes for the Great Tyrian Adventure were gathered by me spending my credits that I've earned over the years to buy exotic weapons. I had some like 300,000 credits, and now I'm down to 36,000. I just kept ordering all kinds of exotic weapons, stuff that people would want, and filled up that treasure chest with them. I stream pretty much weekly. The Great Tyrian Adventure, we stream over Twitch. That's our big PvE community event. I haven't done much streaming of World v. World. I probably will in the future, but I've been more concentrating on recording high-resolution video for some videos I'm going to be making. We also have a YouTube channel you can check out. I'll post that in Twitch for you guys. So I guess going back to who we are and what we do, the big thing to note is that we are a public community event-driven community. We try to encourage the entire server to participate in what we do. We try to make everyone feel welcome. Where we've been, Dark Age Camelot, Warhammer Online, Rift, now Guild Wars 2. We're looking at Chapter 5 as we speak. Not ready to announce any names officially. We still got a lot of things to take into consideration. When we consider a game, we have a list of over 140 different topics or hot points that the game is judged on. 30 of which a game is required to have for us to even evaluate. If certain things are missing, we won't even consider it. Futuristic games, not even considered. The Gaiscioch has always been a Dark Age, medieval, fantasy genre group. We will always be a fantasy genre group. We try to make sure that there's something there for raiders, something there for World v. World / Siege people, PvPers, crafters, role players, and casual gamers. If they don't have stuff for those people, we're not going to go into them. All ages are welcome. We keep things in chat PG. This is good. Here, let me pull up my screen again. The demographics. You want to know our average age. This is our demographic over here. As you can see, the majority of our folk are between the 25 and 45 range. We only have 336 members out of 5,248 that are under 21.
Look at the male compared to female. That's crazy.
Well, that feature just got added in November, so I'm not sure how accurate it is right now, but of the people that have said that what gender they are, yeah, it's kind of skewed.
Where are you guys seeing that?
On the Twitch feed. Or the demographics page. Active player-wise, Oceanic Prime Time is pretty hot nowadays. The Eastern Prime, Pacific Prime, Oceanic Afternoon are all big areas of playtime. Countries, obviously, United States is the biggest, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Brazil, Germany, New Zealand, Philippines, Australia. You have to be a resident of Sanctum of Brawl to join the actual room in the game. You could join us on the website and guest over to our server for some of our PvE events if you like, but you wouldn't be able to actually hold a spot inside of our guild without living on Sanctum of Brawl. And that's just because we don't want somebody with the GSCH tag running around Blackgate being their competition this week. We'd be accused of being spies in a heartbeat. One other interesting thing about our community is we do have an athletics program. We've run flag football for 5 years, 6 years.
I quit counting.
We have uniform designs, stuff like that already made, so that if you decide to open up a team in your area, we can give you the designs so that you can go get jerseys made or whatnot. We highly encourage people to play sports together too. We actually have one championship season, summer 2012, in the competitive 5-man league. So that's pretty much
Another
in a nutshell.
question, Ray Call.
Okay. Question is, I just looked at the marketplace and found some work orders older than 6 months. Are these still valid? Yes, they are. If they're on the marketplace, that means that the user is still actively logging into the website. Any other questions? Oh, if you find yourself out of the family for whatever reason in particular, there's a request re-invite button here. If you click it, it'll say invite pending. For us, we get this little notification admin thing here, and we see Guild Wars 2 invitations. And this tells us which rooms to stick which people in. So you'll see, oh, these are the people that need to get invited to Morgan. These are the people that need to get invited to Anu. These are the people that need to get invited to Brawl. And that's pretty much how we keep track of who needs to go where. And the system automatically changes based on who you are and what you like doing. And as if anyone couldn't tell, if you're not as Mina, you shouldn't be touching this. But that's kind of a little insight on our back end. And then once we click off the button that we sent the invite, then that goes away and request re-invite button shows back up.
Where are these 6-month-old work orders?
I see September for the Orcanium box.
I'm going to fill it as soon as I find it.
Boxes, they have a rune that must be provided by the player. So when you order these boxes, be prepared to send that superior rune of holding, because that will be player provided.
And that could be why those orders are still there. The player decided not or has not sent them the superior rune of holding.
Why does it have to be player provided? Just wondering.
Because it's 10 gold.
Because it costs so much, it's 10 gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, certain items
Yeah, that's pretty pricey.
provided if they fall out of a dungeon or if they cost an obscene amount of gold. It ends up being player provided. That way it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to order. Otherwise, that thing, like one of those bags would be like 20,000 Family Vault credits. And you know, you don't want to put all your Family Vault credits on one bag. So.
Yeah, and I like everybody, but I don't like them 10 gold worth. Sorry.
Aww.
Yep, there you go. There you have it. So any other questions? Alrighty, if that's all, I want to thank you all for coming out. I will try to make this link available so you can rewatch this Twitch TV in the future. And I will be trying to do this probably either every other month or every couple months, just to kind of give you another chance to come in, see what's going on, see what changes I've made to the website. You know, and I am continuously developing the site, so things that you see now will probably change. So I want to thank all our people on Twitch TV for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. It gives you a little insight about the Gaiscioch family, Gaiscioch. Look forward to fighting you in Voltar. And have a good night, guys.